Welcome to the Textbook Reading Quick Tips video. SQ3R is a 5-step reading strategy that allows a student to read efficiently through a chapter. It works best with textbooks. Because the student interacts with the chapter, information is rehearsed or moved from short-term to long-term memory. Another bonus of this strategy is that a study guide or a question-answer sheet is produced. Let's start with the S. S stands for survey. This means to look or scan the chapter. You're not reading at this time, but looking over the content, including the headings, diagrams, pictures, tables, graphs, as well as the introduction and the conclusion. This is also a good time to look at the end of the chapter to see if there are study guides, review questions, practice tests, and/or word definitions. Here is an example of the beginning of a chapter. When scanning, you would notice the title. The headings are in blue ink, while the subheadings are in green ink. Notice here that there's a photograph, and the introduction is on the left side of the page. Q stands for question, and it is the second step. Now go back through the chapter and look at each heading. Turn each heading into a question or several questions, if it's a large section. As you are creating the question, also ask yourself, is this material familiar or is it a review for me? And is this material similar to what is discussed in class? Here is an example. Look at the larger lettered heading that says energy and the environment. Turn this heading into a question such as, how does energy affect our environment? Let's look at one of the subheadings titled Legislation to Protect the Environment. This heading could be, what legislation was written to protect the environment? Now we are on to R, or read. This is the first time you'll actually read the chapter. Remember, you have scanned the whole chapter and then you went back to create questions from the headings. Now you can read. Use whatever system you're comfortable with by highlighting, using marks, circling, or underlining key concepts. Here is an example of a textbook page that used both highlighting and comments. We are now at the second R in the SQ3R system, Recite. At this time, go back to your created questions and answer them based on your reading and your markings. Answer in a complete sentence. If you created several questions for the same heading, include all the answers. Here is an example. Notice that the title of the chapter is on top of the page. The name of the heading is included, as well as the created question and then the answer. Now we are at the final R, review. It is time to review in several different ways. Rescan the chapter looking at the headings, introductions, conclusions, and visuals. Review the markings you made during the reading portion, and review the question-answer page you created. We have just learned how to complete the SQ3R process. This strategy is great for textbook reading. By following the steps, you will review and see the chapter 7 times. This allows you to rehearse the information in your memory and to create a study guide to use for future reviews and exams. Thank you for watching the Textbook Reading Quick Tips video.